Hi, my name is Yelena Tsilker, and I'm a Massachusetts Promise Fellow serving with AmeriCorps at Cambridge Family and Children's Service, and this is my journey through service. So this year I am developing a new mentoring program inside of our kind of already established mentoring program. So this new initiative that we're doing is called Heads Up, and it is specifically a mentoring program for youth ages 8 to 22 who have a family member with a mental health condition, and we connect them to caring adult mentors who grew up under similar circumstances so they can really relate around that aspect of things. Yeah, so to represent my journey, I made a collage, which my supervisor was kind of entertained about. So it kind of goes from over there this way. So over here, it's kind of where I was last year. So I was also doing AmeriCorps. I was in City Year. That's me with two of my kiddos. And it was very much a direct service position with youth, and I was still just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do this year. Also, feminist symbol. Very much feminist. That hasn't changed very much. So kind of moving into this year was when I joined the Promise Fellowship, which has the fun little logo here, serving at Cambridge Family. And kind of the reason I moved into this was because I have a psych background, and with City Year I had the mentoring background, but I was really interested in a more programmatic position, seeing kind of how I would do with that rather than with direct service. So this has been me developing my mentoring program. I'm really proud of my paint skills on that. I changed to listening help and the mentors in. So in here just kind of what I've been doing this year. So because of the mental health component of the mentoring program, ETO is our data entry software, so I've been doing a lot of that, watching a lot of Food Network over the year, just really figuring out what I want to do and figuring out how I'm managing my time. To kind of over here, kind of by this point I really figured out what I wanted to do in the long term, which is great because I had no idea a year ago. So next year I'm going to get a master's in public policy. Well, I'm going to start a program for a master's in public policy at George Washington University over in DC, which I'm really excited about. And I really like this picture, both because I think it's funny, but also just kind of the whole idea of I'm not lost, I moved on to better things. So my parents were definitely not understanding why I was just doing AmeriCorps for 2 years, but it really helped me figure things out, and yeah, that's my journey in a picture in a nutshell. So this year's been pretty different from last year. Last year was very much in a direct service position, all day in the classroom with the kids, which was great, but as I mentioned, I really wanted more of a programmatic position this year. I'm just kind of trying to build different skill sets. So could I get just as much fulfillment from building a program and matching mentors with mentees as I could from, say, being that mentor myself? The advisor's been really awesome. She's just been a really good fit, which I found to be really just kind of helpful. Having a supervisor who kind of believes in you makes it a lot easier to get things done, which has been really great. So here I have my nifty little logo for the Northeastern University of College of Professional Studies. I'm pursuing my certificate in nonprofit management there. I've also just been able to kind of develop policies and procedures, really kind of seeing the framework of what makes these sorts of programs tick, and making that framework myself has been really interesting. I've also just been doing a lot of outreach. So kind of how do you find all these people? How do you find qualified people to fill these positions, to serve in the advisory board, to tell people about your program and get referrals in and get mentors? It's just been really interesting developing those skills and just kind of having a lot more time to structure and plan my day this year, and just developing and building my own project rather than, kind of working on one that is already there. Before the fellowship, I was really just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And now after the fellowship, I'm going to pursue my master's in public policy.